We have 2 more minutes and we'll commence. And I'll make a reminder if you would silence your cell phones, be appreciated. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, Haslett.
This conference is no longer being recorded.
Oh,
This conference will now be recorded.
good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, Haslett. Good evening, council. And those of you in the chambers, thank you. I'd like to call to order the Haslett City Council meeting of June 6, 2022 at 7 p.m. There is a quorum present. All council members are present in the chambers. Item 2 is invocation and pledge of allegiance. If you would bow with me. Thank you, Father in heaven, for all the many blessings that you've given us. We thank you for the rain, the good weather. It's a little hot, but thank you anyway. We ask for your guidance and your wisdom in all our endeavors. We ask that you bless the people of Haslett, people of Texas and the United States and the world. Guide us in all that we do. In Jesus' name that we pray. Amen. And if you stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance. And where did our flags go? There we are. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I feel like clapping every time I say that. God bless America. Item 3 is citizen participation comments. Is there anyone that would like to approach the council and address the council on any item that they so desire? Is there anyone online? No. There is no one online and there's no one in the chambers. Then we'll move on to item number 4. Items of community interest. We draw your attention to July the 1st, 2022. Is our Independence Day celebration and fireworks at the community park. The vendors will have vendors. They will be set up and open at 6 p.m. and the fireworks will be at dark. So I'm guessing around 9:30 or somewhere in that ballpark. We have a great time, as always has been in the past, with our Independence Day celebration. And let's remember what it was, is our Declaration of Independence. Great. Monday, July the 4th, the city offices and the Haslett Public Library will be closed in observance of Independence Day. Item 5, updates and activities, projects, and event recaps. We have 5A is community parks, and 5B is public works equipment purchases, and Mr. Rogers will address both of those for us.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. On our community park project, which is our tennis courts, we got the surveys came back in. We've got those received, so design has started over the next couple of weeks. Then, in hopes of having at least 60% plans about the time park board meets in July, so that we can get some feedback from them. There's going to be some time we're going to have to start about that time, looking at some colors and types of screens, different things that they're going to have to help us with, so that we got an idea where we're going, so we can finish that out. Hope to have it pretty much after theirs, meeting with them and get those comments in there in August. We should be just about through with them, take them back to the board in their August meeting for our final, get their blessing, move on, finish off the last thing, put the bids out in September. Hope to get them back latter part of the month or first part of October. Then hopefully come to y'all with a contract to award to the lucky bidder. And then hopefully start construction 30 days later, so sometime probably in November, with them probably being done most likely early, either in January or early February. So just before things start warming up and getting ready to go. So we're kind of excited. It's moving.
Good.
It's been a long time getting here, but it's moving. And then on the next item, James, I think, has a picture. We finally got our new water department service vehicle truck. As you can tell, it is extremely long, so it's an interesting drive, but it is really nice. The guys are really liking that. We are going to have to get some running boards for it, because there are a few of ours that have a little hard trouble getting up in there, because it is kind of high off the ground, but otherwise it can haul a lot. It's got our own board, what do you call that? It's got a power inverter that it's sitting in under the back seat, so we can run all kinds of tools and things off of it. So it's really exciting to get. Just now we got to get all the other stuff put in it and get it all finished out, fitting it with all the stuff we have. But really nice truck, and they're really excited about having that thing.
Very nice. Looks like it could double as a limousine too. David.
Just about. It's big. That bed, the bed alone, that's an 11-foot long bed. So you can haul. The main thing is, I mean, we can put a full joint of, which is 21 feet of pipe on that pipe rack on there and haul it without it sticking out too far. So it's really great.
That was my question. You don't have to have a certain license to.
Not for that one. Not yet. That one's still small enough.
Hey, David, when's the last time y'all had a new vehicle?
Ooh.
I'm just curious.
The most
5, 10
recent
years?
is 2015. That's the newest one we have.
Well, congratulations.
Thank y'all. We're very excited. It's really nice.
Well, you deserve it. Your department does an excellent job, and
Now
you need the
now
equipment
it's just the
to
rest
get
of
the
the stuff
job
will come
done.
in. Everything is so slow getting everything on order, waiting on things. So, but we're excited. We got at least something down. Thank y'all.
Good deal. Thank you, David. All right, if we go to item 6 is consent agenda, approval of the May 16, 2022 regular city council meeting minutes.
Mayor Halsey,
Yes.
I move to approve the minutes as written.
Motion is made to approve the minutes as written. Is there a second?
Mayor Halsey, I second the motion.
There is a second. And voting, just you can aye or nay, and that will suffice. All in favor?
Aye.
The ayes have it. If we go to item 7, is discuss, consider an act, or 7A rather, discuss, consider an act regarding the selection of Mayor Pro Tem for a 1-year term. I'd like to say it has a presentation on there. There is no presentation. This is selection of Mayor Pro Tem for a 1-year term. Any discussion?
Mayor Halsey, I'd like to make a motion to elect Councilmember Hector Nahara as Mayor Pro Tem.
Their motion is made to elect Hector Nahira as Mayor Pro Tem. Is there a second? There is no second, the motion fails.
Mayor Holsey?
Yes.
For discussion in that, I think that I've been thinking about this a little bit, and because of a lot of us, I know Hector's busy, I've been busy and everything too on this last year. I actually would, I move to elect Marilyn Broyles as our Mayor Pro Tem, since she is a part-time and can actually help out and more.
All right, so that's a motion.
As motion to move to,
Motion has been made. Someone has their microphone in the background. If you would turn that off, please. Motion has been made to elect Councilmember Marilyn Broyles as Mayor Pro Tem. Is there a second?
Mary Halsey, I second.
There is a second. All right. All in favor? Just aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Well, welcome aboard. Congratulations. And I would like to remind the council is if you want the floor, catch the mayor's eyes, the chair's eyes first and be acknowledged prior to taking the floor. Okay. 7B, discuss, consider an act regarding a resolution approving and authorizing signatures on the City of Haslett bank accounts. Again, there's, we open up the attachment, please. What we do is we have the mayor pro tem, city secretary, and the finance director. So this will be amending this that we need to send to the bank, and it will be adding the mayor pro tem as signature on the accounts. So is there any discussion to this? If not, then I'll move, ask for a
Mayor
motion.
Mayor Holsey?
Yes.
I move to approve the resolution approving the signatures of the City Haslett bank account.
Motion is made to approve the resolution for a signature on the bank accounts. Is there a second? There is a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. Seven C, discuss, consider, and act on making appointments to various boards and commissions. Presentations, we have opening in P&Z, one in Park Board, one and two in two positions open in Economic Development Type B. Yes.
To appoint Charles Tackett to the Planning and Zoning Commission, place 6 on 2022 term. To appoint Carrie Richards to the Parks and Recreation Board, place 5 for the 2021-2023 term. To reappoint Jessica Clark to Haslett Community and Economic Development Corporation, type B, for the 2021-2023 term. To appoint Kitty Wertz to the Haslett Community Economic Development type B, place 7 for the 2021-2020.
All right, motion's made to, and I might abbreviate this a little bit, but is Charles Thackett to P&Z alternate 1, Serge Richards to the Parks Board. If I make an error, please correct me. Jessica Clark to Type B, Economic Development Corporation.
Yes.
And Kitty Wertz to the Type B, Economic Development Corporation. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Is there a second?
Mary Halsey, I second.
There is a second. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Do I have permission to speak?
Yes.
Okay, my concern was the Parks Board has 3 openings. I think you said 1. So since Mr. Tackett put Parks Board as a second choice, I feel that they have the bigger need right now. And so I don't know if you would amend it or not, but I would think Chuck Tackett would need to go to Parks Board just so they are not still behind with 2.
Are you asking to amend the motion?
I would like yes, Ms. Gross to consider amending the motion.
Okay, are you making a motion to that effect? That'd
No,
be
I'm
a
just
privilege.
discussing right now.
Okay.
And then the other thing, in the past, we've let alternates, when there's an available position, move up to the regular spot. Is that something we're changing moving forward? On the Parks Board, or if there's an alternate, we always moved them up to an open spot.
I'm not aware of any particular tradition, if that's what you're speaking of.
Right, so that's what's been commonplace in the past. And I was wondering why we wouldn't move up someone who's an alternate to an open position. Anybody else?
Just for a little bit further discussion, I looked at all the resumes on one thing, and I do think Chuck would probably fit better in planning and zoning because he's the liaison for the FAA, and I think that would benefit our city, having someone like that on planning and zoning. And I looked at this quite a bit, and I wanted to make sure everybody, because I think it's great that we're getting volunteers to come, so I wanted to make sure everybody could be there. And I do understand, I know Ms. Hilborn was also on looking at the economic development, but this actually left her at her position and got everybody on the board and then got the most appropriate person. So I agree with what the motion.
It would, so Chuck could still go to economic development. So you're saying P&Z was where you feel he would be the better. Okay, so if Ms. Hilborn moved to 7, then Ms. Wirt still could go to type B at place 9. It would still get everybody on there. It wouldn't be, everybody would have a spot. And if you do feel that Mr. Tackett is better, you know him personally, correct? So I was just thinking they have 3 openings, and I know they are in desperate need of help. But if you feel that's kind of where he would better fit, I'm okay with that. But I would like to say that moving someone from an alternate to a regular and then moving a new person to an alternate is typically, like you said, commonplace in the past.
I would like to, there's a motion and second on the floor. And unless you're making a motion, please state your motion, and we will consider that. Then we'll go to the primary motion on the floor.
I thought we were allowed to discuss.
We are, but
Okay.
I'm thinking discussion is one thing. Trying to convince them to change their motions another. But that's fair game. Do you have a motion?
I can make a motion. Sure.
If-
Am I making a motion, or am I asking her to amend a motion?
You can make a motion within this. We can consider that, and then we will go back to the primary motion. It does. It's Robert's rules. You
Okay,
can
so
do
I
that.
make a motion, and
Yeah.
then,
Would you like to make a
and then
motion?
which one do we? Okay. Yes. I will. I'm gonna repeat almost everything you said. I make a motion that Chuck Tackett goes to P&Z. I believe it's place 9. Serge Richards goes to Park Board, place 7. That Miss Clark is reappointed to place 3. That Ms. Hilborn is moved from alternate 9 to place 7, and that Ms. Wirtz is place 9, but all on type B.
So a motion is made to Chuck Tackett, P&Z, Serge Richardson, the Park Board, Jessica Clark, type B, and then Kitty Wirtz, or then to Patricia Hilborn to is it place 7? Is it place 7?
I believe that's the vacancy, right?
Okay,
Yes.
place 7, and Kitty Wirtz to alternate 1. Is there a second to that?
It's
Is it
alternate 2.
alternate 2 then?
sir. Yes.
Alternate 2, correct. I'm sorry. Is there a second to that? There is no second. The motion fails. So I'll go back to the primary motion. Okay, the primary motion again is Chuck Tackett, P&Z. Serge Richards is to Park Board. Jessica Clark to Type B, Economic Development Corporation, and Kitty Wirtz. We'll see, Jessica Clark, what position was that? Place 3? Place 3, and Kitty Wirtz was place, what place is that? Place 7. So that was the primary motion, and it was seconded. So I'll call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? One opposed? The ayes have it. 4-1. Welcome new members. Thank you.
And thank you, everyone, for stepping up and serving. It's addictive, so be prepared to stay in it for a long time, hopefully.
It's work, ladies and gentlemen. It's work. So very good. And, I was retrospect. Our entire city government is run by volunteers, starting with the city council all down to every board and commission. So thank everybody.
Mayor Holsey, I
Yes.
just got a quick question. Can these folks serve on 2 committees if they would like?
Unless the bylaws prohibit it, I would have to review them. But there's nothing forbidding that, and we have had that situation before, that an individual would serve on multiple, and even you have a council person that serves on. That's been in the past as well on other boards. So there's nothing that prohibits other than the bylaws, of which I would have to review. Or I encourage all of you to review them.
Just asking, because if they want to serve on two committees, obviously that would help, especially if there's a shortage of some of these.
Sure. I do prefer that there be more diversity in our boards, that different individuals serve. But that's a constant effort and an outreach that we have to make intentionally to the community. And it's a recruitment program. It is recruit new people to come in
Mayor
and
Holsey,
serve.
based upon that then too, can we, after all this is said and done, go back again and actually look to see what actually those open positions are, and they're going to have another round of people?
Well, I can tell you that, okay, your question is, can we go back and see what open positions?
I'm just saying, based after this event, it looks like we're still going to have Parks Board positions opening. We're going to have some alternate positions opening. I just see.
Yes,
if we
yes,
can
and Ms. Montgomery has worked up a very good summary sheet of recent, and I got today's finalized, and I can distribute. And it shows all concurrent vacancies by place, and then also October of this year is the end of term for is it the odd number seats or even?
I believe it is the even. I think.
Okay, maybe
council's
the even
opposite,
number.
But I think the boards are the same, and we will be doing the annual reappointments in September because the term starts in October.
Yeah, so that's coming up here in the very near future.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
Can we also, on the Parks Board, they do have something that was added to the bylaws, or their, not bylaws, but their rules, that if they've had a vacancy for more than 4 months, it can be a non-resident. And I'm not sure if it's been more than 4 months. I'm not sure if they already have a non-resident, but can we get that information out so that, like, we can recruit and put the word out there if there's someone that's outside of the city that possibly can join the Parks Board? Because very few, I think Library Board and the Parks Board, I think there are only 2 that have that freedom.
Yes, the library board does actually have somebody outside of the Haslett right now. I'm not sure about Parks. I would have to check.
And certainly bylaws allow that, but I'll tell you my preference is that we have a resident of the city of Haslett serve on these boards, so that if you're going to do a recruitment, try to recruit within the city limits first. Would be the preference of everybody. Very good. All right. 7D, discuss, consider, and act regarding a request for waivers of the City of Haslett Park rules for specific 2022 community events. Mr. Rogers.
Hello again. For anybody who's ever been to any of the Parks Board's events, they would know that our parking situation in the park is very limited. So we generally have to park in the grass. So that's what we're asking for here, is allowing us to park on unpaved surfaces, which basically for here is the south side of the park. And then also to allow motor vehicles on that unpaved part of the park. This would be for our movies in the Park event coming up in September 16. Then we have National Night Out, October the 4th. The Haslett Hustle 5K and 1 mile fun run this year on October 29th. And then our final one for the year, Christmas in the Park, December the 3rd. That's what we're asking for, some approval to bend the rules, suspend them when we have these events.
Well, this is normal practice that we've
Yes,
done in
it's
the
always-
past.
We've been
This is
doing
nothing
for
new.
years, but it does require that we ask y'all's permission, because if y'all decided y'all didn't want to, then we go out and figure out another alternative.
You know, maybe what we ought to do is incorporate this, that you don't have to ask every year. You know, this is built into our ordinance. And these, I'd like to make a special comment to this. This is only for city-sponsored events. This is not for the general public or others that would wish to sponsor an event in the park, that they would have that privilege. Only city-sponsored events have that privilege that's being requested.
Yes, sir.
Any discussion on this for? I'll allow you to ask a question, please.
Patricia Hilborn, 2207 Virginia Lane. Just want to make sure I understood. The issue of parking on the grass is not a problem, that it's common practice, that we've done it in the past. Is that right? That tradition matters when it comes to people parking on our grass. Is that right? Is that what you just said? Make sure I understood that.
I'm not here to answer questions.
Thank you.
Is there any discussion on this?
Mayor Halsey?
Yes.
I think, I have a quick question. I think Doug has to. My question is I see that we're covering the September through December. Did we already talk to this about the 4th of July and everything for last year? Or will this include like our 4th of July that's just coming up? Or?
We did all the ones for 4th of July, but we decided we can't wait as long as we did for 4th of July. That's running it up too close. We figured, let's get them out there, get it done once. So the next time we ever do this, we're going to try to include all of ours at one time.
So to
And
answer
ask
your
them at
question,
once.
permission's already been given by the council
this-
for 4th of July.
For this year. Now, so
Yes.
what about 4th of July next year? Or
We will come back. We always restart. The park board restarts all their stuff again the following year. They want to get through Christmas and take a little bit of a break, and then come back and start their next year's deals of
Okay.
asking what all they want to do and see where we're going.
So I would ask that City Secretary make a note, please, is that we pull up this ordinance and we revise this ordinance that gives City of Haslett sponsored event this built-in permission to park on the grass.
Create an ordinance.
Yes. Put it'd be built in the ordinance itself. And that way, Mr. Rogers doesn't have to come up here every year and ask permission for our city-sponsored events. Very good. We can streamline some things. Okay. I have a motion, please.
Yes, Mayor, I'd make a motion that we approve the request for waivers for the City of Haslett park rules for specific 2022 community event.
Motion is made to approve the request of of the request for waivers for the specific city-sponsored 2022 community events. Is there a second?
Mayor Halsey, I'll second.
There is a second. Any discussion? All right, I'll call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, 5-0. Thank you.
Mayor and council, thank y'all very much, and I will let the park board know Wednesday night that they can park on their grass.
Item 7E, discuss, consider, and act on replenishing the fire hall equipment and repair account under fire department budget in the amount of $9,046 from the general fund contingency line item due to the fire station HVAC unit replacement. Chief?
Well, good evening, Mayor and Council. Unfortunately, one of the 4 units we had that did the bedrooms is no longer repairable, and it's an R22 system, so we had to go with a full makeover of the entire system. We did get 2 bids for that, and the cost for that was the $9,046. This line item that we have for fire hall equipment, it's only budgeted at $11,420, and I was already depleted down to $1,300 whenever this event happened. So I'm asking to move money from the contingency, general fund contingency, to this line item to help cover any other future costs.
I'd like to make mention that Marcy Lamb is not here, but having checked with her Friday, we have in excess of $400,000 in the contingency line item. So this would be, I'd recommend that we make this transfer so that they have money to finish the next 5 months out on.
I had a question.
Yes.
So the 9,000 is not to take out the 1,300. You still have that in case something pops up later.
Yes.
Okay,
I mean,
good. I was just
Yes, ma'am.
clarifying. Thank you.
Hey, Mayor, I've got a question. Like, how many out of this is one of the 4? What's the age of the other unit?
the fire station was built in 2004, so they're all 18 years old. They're all R22, and as we just continue to milk them as long as we can, here we are.
You'll see it in our budget
Thank
upcoming.
you. That needs to be addressed.
Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely. And as soon as you went down that road, I knew where you were headed. But yes, those are things. And we are doing another thing just along those lines. We have this asset list of everything: pens, paper, fire trucks, air conditioners, computers that we own in the city of Haslett. But it never has been utilized for asset management, and that's something we've started. And everything will have a planned replacement. How about that?
Well, that's
We can
good.
budget going into the future for these items.
No, any AC unit over 12-year-old need to be reviewed.
So,
Thank you.
very good suggestion. Very good.
Mayor Halsey,
Yes.
I have a question. Does it make sense to replace them all at once and get maybe a discount, or that way you have them all replaced at the same time and you know how old they are?
That's not a bad idea. What I would do is go ahead and approve this budget transfer to replenish his funds to get him off that $1,300 mark, because things happen in that fire station that exceed $1,300, or we got to wait 2 weeks to come and ask for some money. But that's, we will look, and I think it's well within our means under our contingency line item to do such a thing.
I just think it makes more sense to do it all at once rather than waiting for these things to go out. So maybe while they're doing one, do them all. But okay, understood.
Shannon, would you make a note of that, please? And we will look at our budgeting and other items going forward and get back on that and report back.
Mayor, while we're on the subject, I'd like David Rogers and Company to review Public Works Building, see what status is there too.
The Public Works Building. What I do believe that he has suggested is take the door handle off and put it on a new building. Seriously. So that is in our, to budget in a new Public Works facility.
Okay, thank you.
And that's only, when was that, 1990 or 80? Yeah, 1990. Very good. it's, we've gotten our value out of it. I know that. So, all right, let's go back to the item at hand. We're on 7E, and if there's any further discussion, please do so. If not, I would entertain a motion, please.
Mayor Holsey?
Yes.
I move to approve the budget of $9,046 from the general fund contingency line item to the fire station HVAC unit replacement.
Very good. Would you mention, it's on the, into the, account number 018710-303 in your motion?
I will amend my motion to move from the general fund contingency line item to the
Account number,
account number 01-8710-03.
the motion is made to approve the transfer of $9,046 from the general fund contingency line item to the fire department account number 018710-03. Is there a second? There is a second. Any further discussion? Call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it, 5-0. Thank you, council. All right. Item 8 is executive session. City Council reserves the right to adjourn into executive session during the course of the meeting to seek legal advice from its attorney regarding any item on the posted agenda to authorize by Section 551071 of the Texas Government Code. Additionally, pursuant to provisions of 551 of the Texas Government Code, City Council may adjourn into executive session in accordance with the authority contained in Section 551072 Government Code deliberations regarding real property purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property. If deliberation in an open meeting would have detrimental effect on position of the governmental body in negotiations with a third person and specific items, property acquisition for public facilities, and potential sale of city property. So at this time, I close the open session at 7:36 p.m. And let's reconvene in 5 minutes, which would put us at 7:41 p.m. for executive session. Thank you. I would like to reconvene the city council meeting, City of Haslett, June 6, 2022. It's 8:20 p.m. All the council members are present in the chambers. And we will go to item 9. Consider and take any action resulting from executive session. There is none to be taken. So we'll move to item 10, future agenda items. Does anybody have anything for a future agenda item?
I had one. I was hoping for a construction and rights-of-way update on Haslett Parkway at our next meeting.
Very good. And that will be in your agenda package for next meeting. And we'll have the updates on all that. Very good. Got it down? Would you please put that down? All right. Item 11, adjourn. May I have a motion?
Mayor Halsey, I move to adjourn.
Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. We're adjourned. Thank you.
This conference is no longer being recorded.
All right.